Hey, what's going on, everyone? From 5-9 Gaming, my name is Toon, and you're watching Getting to Know. It's the show with questions and even more questions. And today, we're getting to know Memo. He's a gamer, a nerd, an academic, and one of the architects behind this very series. Memo, welcome to the show.
Hey, Toon, how you doing? Thanks for having me, man.
Actually, I guess welcoming you is kind of unnecessary since you've been here all along, right?
I've been here behind the scenes since day one, baby. Editing.
Yeah, this dude is the genius behind all of those edits that you've been seeing throughout all these videos. So, yeah, it's about time we got you on this side of things. You ready to reveal everything about yourself?
Let's do this.
Try not to be too abusive with the edits on this one, all right? You know, I am interviewing you after all, so trying to make you look good here. So try to do the same.
Okay.
What did you already put something on me, didn't you?
Maybe this or that or
Stop!
Maybe oh.
So, Memo. Born and raised in Reynosa, Tamaulipas, Mexico.
Nice.
Went to school and leveled up in Texas. As someone who was brought up in a family that highly valued a good education, what proved to be the biggest challenge for you, aside from obviously learning English as a second language?
Yeah, English was a tough one for me, like you said. I think it was the biggest obstacle in that era of mine. Being a Spanish speaker, English was a tough barrier to overcome, but when I did it, everything else was really easy to me. So communicating with everyone, understanding the assignments, the homeworks, being more natural with people. So English was a toughie, but besides the language, I think I felt pressure, since my family was sending me to another country. They were putting a lot of money like from their pockets. It was just pocket money back then, and it was just a lot of pressure for me. I wanted to perform. I wanted to get good grades. My parents were always looking over me, checking out all my homework, checking out my schoolwork. So I felt like I had to, perform, be an A student. Every time I got a B, I was like, oh no, I gotta show this to my dad or my mom, and they're gonna be angry or disappointed or sad. So that was like a constant emotion of mine. So every time I was doing a homework or an assignment, I was like, okay, I gotta do this right. I gotta do this the way it's supposed to be. No slacking off, no procrastination. I was really mature since I was a kid. So I was always school first, then friends, and even gaming later. I know it's hard to believe, but yeah,
School
English
first over games. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's weird. But there's a saying that Mexicans are really macheteros, and I think you know what a machete is, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, the big freaking knife. So that translates to Mexicans are always doing stuff the way it's supposed to be. They go through thick and thin, and they try their hardest, and that's what I did since I was in elementary school all the way to my college.
I would imagine that, obviously learning a new language and then having to taking all of this education through a new medium, it's kind of a challenge also because you then contextualize all of that information that you're processing through the language that you're familiar with. So how much of a process was it to morph your mind to start contextualizing what you learned in English as opposed to Spanish?
Oh, Toonie. It was hard, man. It was hard. Yeah, going with a mentality even when you're thinking about things, you think in a certain language. It's really weird to explain, but I'm thinking in Spanish naturally, and I'm always thinking on pronunciations, enunciations. I mean, just the way I come across when I'm speaking in English or writing in English, because it's really different and kind of hard for beginners, really hard for beginners to translate everything to a different language and make it seem natural or make it just make sense in the beginning. It's really hard. I got a lot of help from friends. My friends were really supportive. They were like, hey, look, a guy who doesn't know English, he's speaking Spanish. And instead of laughing at me, I had friends who were supportive, which is crazy to me because when you're a kid, there's a lot of bullies. And fortunately, I never got bullies. My teachers were amazing. They all helped me the ESL, cross the ESL barrier. But yeah, it was really hard to translate everything and adopt a new mentality, a new English, let's say, mentality. So yeah, it was pretty hard, but I did it with friends and help.
Man, you and I were the polar opposites. I did everything but schoolwork first. Well, I know you didn't get bullied. I got bullied a lot. So yeah, we're polar opposites in this way. But going back to what you said about the pronunciation and enunciating, I wanted to ask you, how was my pronunciation of Reynosa, Tamaulipas? Was that good?
Say it again.
Now I'm scared. Okay. Reynosa, Tamaulipas.
Yeah, that's like a solid 8.5.
8.5, that's a B!
Yeah, that's really good. The really
Your
tricky
dad's
thing.
gonna kill me!
Oh wait, let's not tell him, dude. I mean, if he hears that, he's gonna be like, "Who's this guy?"
Okay.
Yeah, but
9.5. Sorry.
Oh yeah, 9.5. Yeah, sure, buddy.
Yeah. Pronunciation. I don't know about you, but I kind of take it as a point of personal pride to pronounce things as they're supposed to be said in that language. A Spanish word. Instead of saying it like tortilla, I would like to say tortilla.
There you go. Yeah, that's exactly.
What's your take on that?
I don't really mind it when people don't do it that way, even though it does like throw me off a little bit. But I myself, it just comes naturally to me. Like when I'm like speaking in English and then like a Spanish word comes up, I just say it naturally how I like interpret it or like read it. So like tortilla, like hey, I was with some friends, we were making some tacos, some burritos. Like I don't pronounce it like burritos or like tortilla, you know. I say burrito, tortilla, Tenochtitlan, Tepoztlan, you know, like Mexican Aztec freaking words. I say them like, you know, the way they're supposed to be in Spanish. But I don't think like the vast majority of people care about that, like care about pronunciation. You, because you are a professional, so I mean you have to sound good, you know. I'm Toon, you know, I have to
I'm a
pronounce
professional
things.
Nobody knows what I am. Professional.
But yeah, it's pretty cool that you actually at least care about that and try to like pronounce the words the way it's supposed to be.
One of my favorite things that I've learned about you is that we share a mutual love for comics and nerd culture.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the fact that when we first started talking about just things in general on this whole video series, one of the things that we bonded on was the Arrowverse, the MCU.
Oh, so good. Yeah.
I mean, like, it's very rare to meet people who are that much involved in the same sort of level that you are. So, respect, man.
Respect it to you too. I mean, you're a big Arrowverse guy. I mean, you are hardcore Arrowverse. When you told me the things you did, I was like, what?
Yeah. So obviously, Arrowverse. It's no secret that everywhere you look now, there's a comic book movie or a TV show being made. Geek culture is basically everywhere. Yep. So I wanted to get your opinion on the concept of a movie retcon versus a movie adaptation.
I myself, I'm not a fan of retcons in general, but when they make really good changes and like unexpected good changes, I am surprised and I'm like, okay, maybe this thing can work, you know. Like several superheroes have been retconned as well, like in comics, but like Hulk, Iron Man, Captain America, there have been so many changes with characters throughout like comic history. But if I had to choose, then yeah, retcon wouldn't be my cup of tea. Even though it can be for the good sometimes, like for the betterment of the character or stories. And for adaptations, I am a fan of adaptations, but again, there are certain like properties that, in my opinion, shouldn't be adapted like at all. I was in the boat of Watchmen, like in the beginning, when they announced Watchmen was going to become a movie. I was like, oh, okay, what's going on? I mean, are they really going to adapt in my opinion, one of the greatest graphic novels of all time into a movie? And I was like, oh my gosh, who's gonna do this? Snyder. Okay, let's see what he comes up with. But like, I'm always like a little bit weary, but at the same time excited, because adaptations are really tricky, you know. Like comics, you can literally do anything you want in comics. There's no like limitations. As long as the artist knows what he wants, he can make it happen. But when you go to like the big screen or the small screen, there's a bunch of things that you can't do. So not every property can be adapted, and I don't think every property should be adapted. So there's some like yays and some nays. It's really tricky to like pinpoint.
Based on what I've seen, I regret ever having seen X-Men Apocalypse.
Oh, okay.
I'm very upset. X-Men Apocalypse hurts my feelings because Apocalypse is one of my favorite villains, and what they did to that guy, still I can't get over that.
Yeah.
So I would probably say if there's one story that I just, now that I've seen, I'm just like, you know what, you should have just kept it in the comics, it would have been Apocalypse.
Yeah, I agree. Apocalypse is one of the strongest, most popular, not even X-Men villains, but just Marvel villains of all time. Really powerful, really like his presence is huge. And when I saw him in the movie, I was like, Who's this cosplayer, dude?
Dude, it was the guy with cardboard over his head. That's all it was.
Yeah, it's. Oh my, no, you shouldn't do this. It's some characters are too big for the screen, but then you have Thanos. You know, when you think of Thanos, you think, holy crap, what are they gonna do with Thanos in the big screen? You shouldn't adapt Thanos. He's too powerful, too strong, too big of a character. But I think they killed it. Thanos is amazing in the MCU.
Absolutely. Speaking of the MCU, perfect segue. I have seen the MCU overall at this point probably like 12, 13 plus times. That just means all the movies. Not the TV shows, all the movies. How many times have you seen the MCU?
The MCU completely. Let's see, 20 times, 30. No, dude, like 2 times maybe? Like 3 times? Like I've seen like individual movies many times. Like I've seen Thor 1. I've seen Captain America, the First Avenger, like literally like 11 times.
Because well, yeah, I mean, you are a Cap guy, so that's not.
Yeah, I'm a Cap guy, but yeah, like the MCU in its entirety, no, because it's too much. I'm kind of surprised that you did it.
It's kind of how it's the same philosophy that I had for the Arrowverse. It's like I'm already in the thick of it. I can't not let certain things go because it's all part of the entire universe. It's like my approach with anime. If I'm gonna watch an anime, I have to watch it knowing that I have all of the OVAs, all of the episodes perfectly spread out in chronological order so that I can see the entire story as well as all the tangential stories. It's just important to me to have that full, complete experience. So I'm going to put your MCU knowledge to the test. As somebody who's seen the MCU like 20 plus times, I think this will be a fun game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw some quotes at you. And I want to see if you can identify what film it's from. And then sort of as a bonus, you can tell me which character said it. All right? Sound good?
Okay, yeah, that sounds fun. Let's do it.
All right. We'll start off with something easy. I'll even do the voice. It'll be very easy.
Your politics bore me. Your demeanor is that of a pouty child. And apparently, you alienated my favorite daughter, Gamora.
Oh my god. That's Thanos.
It's Captain America. What's wrong? I'm just kidding. Do you know what movie that's from?
No. Which one?
That's from Guardians of the Galaxy.
First one.
Yep, when Ronan is talking to him on that like big Zoom. It's a Zoom call, actually.
Oh.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Thanks for thanking of me.
Okay, give me more.
Wow, Captain America. I know you too. You're great.
Ant-Man.
Yep. From
Civil
what movie?
War. Civil War. Even the voice of him. You're pretty good with the voice.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Air conditioning is fully operational.
Air conditioning is fully operational. Is that like an AI? That's an AI, right? That's from I want to say like Nick Fury's office or something like that. Nick Fury.
Oh, so close.
Nick Fury something, right? Nick Fury.
You got it. Okay, which movie though? You got it.
I think it's Winter Soldier.
Yep.
Really?
It's right when he gets attacked by the Hydra agents and he's in the car.
Oh, in his car. I knew it was Nick Fury's something.
Nice job.
Oh
nice job.
That's hard. That was a hard one, dude. That was a hard one.
Base. We got a Xena, Jackie Chan, and Robin Hood.
Okay, yeah, that's Thor. That's in Thor, and the person or character saying it is just some random person that I can't pinpoint, random face.
It's just like a faceless shield agent.
Yeah. For Thor 1.
Yeah. You look like melted ice cream.
You look like melted ice cream. That's Rocket.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I can now see the voice. Okay.
Yeah,
you're getting there. You're
look,
getting there.
I'm doing this for you. All right. I'm trying to help you out here.
I get
Cut me
you.
some
Yeah,
slack.
Rocket. I don't remember which movie, but it's Rocket.
It's Endgame.
Endgame.
When he's hugging Fat Thor.
Oh, true. Yeah. Relatable Fat Thor. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, relatable Thor. Yeah.
Relatable.
You definitely got some nerd credentials. I'll give you that. I'm gonna throw you a last minute question I just came up with. Not very difficult, I think. Give me your top 3 MCU films.
First Avengers, and Endgame.
Wait. Really?
Yeah, Captain America. First
I
Avenger,
know you're a Cap fan, but why First Avenger first?
I like to keep it light, but I want to take it to like a serious level.
Okay.
Also,
All right, I'm ready.
So, First Avenger connected with me so much back then in 2011 because it was what inspired me to go to the gym for the first time. I was like, hey,
okay. Yeah.
I want to look like that. I want to get to that or as close to that as I can. And it's Captain. Captain is my favorite character in Marvel Comics because of what he represents, not his powers or like anything fancy like that, but what the character represents, what he means to people. the writers behind them trying to like teach people all these like important lessons. And I just loved the themes, everything that you can take out of that movie. And I can still like watch it right now and still be just as happy watching it as from 2011. So I love it. First Avengers #1.
Man, that's really cool. Now
Yeah.
I feel like a jerk for
First Avengers.
for poking
and
fun.
Avengers.
Okay, all right, respect, man, respect. There's this thing called nerd tears. Do you
Yeah.
suffer from excessive nerd
I
tears?
do,
Good.
man. I do,
Okay,
and I don't
all right.
like. I'm proud. I'm proud to admit.
Oh yeah,
that
yeah,
that-
absolutely.
that I can
Absolutely.
cry in the theaters, because it's really hard for a person to connect to stories. A lot of people like put that down, that why are you crying? It's a movie, it's not real. But like, it's a story, and I connect to stories so much, and that's why I love comics. I love books as well, and just stories in general, anime as well. Nerd tears are a thing with me. Yeah.
I'm gonna be real with you, man. I'm gonna get a little serious for a second.
Okay, let's go.
Every Avengers movie I cried, especially
Mm.
on those like climactic moments. But for Infinity War, I can still tell you every single point that I cried. But what's so funny is that I watched Infinity War with my brother, and as soon as Mark Ruffalo says Thanos is coming, and then Doctor Strange is looking at Wong, and they just go "Who?" and then the song starts playing, I start crying.
Oh, chills.
I
get
literally
chills.
not even chills. I'm just like.
crying at that
Because
part. Oh,
it's
man.
the culmination of all of these characters
Yeah.
now being on the big screen after me reading them in comics. It's such a surreal thing to see. And then, of course, the on your left moment, it's now become an
Oh my
involuntary
God.
response for me. Literally, I kid you not, I've seen that film over 200 times. Literally, every single time that scene plays, I'm actually getting teary-eyed just talking about this. I'll start to cry. It means so much to me.
Yeah, the part where I cried so much was when Captain America was old in Endgame. I mean, we can talk spoilers. It's been a while, right?
Yeah, if you we can talk. Go ahead.
When he goes back in time and we know that he stayed there, and then we switch to present time, and there's a slow pan to the bench, and you see an old man.
Yeah.
I just burst into tears. I
Oh,
knew
man,
it was coming.
respect.
I knew it was Cap. Like the first time I saw the movie, I knew it was Cap, and they were gonna make the old Cap storyline, and I'm like fucking crying, dude. Like with my friends, eating popcorn and crying. Like, yes, but it was amazing. I still cry. If I see that, I will still cry because it's just so emotional to me. That, and when he picked up Thor's hammer, I cried as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy good. Like so many emotions. Like I was proud, I was happy, I was sad, it was so many things bunched up, and I couldn't hold it back, and I cried like four or five times in Endgame.
We could literally just talk about Endgame forever.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You know what we need to do at some point? We need to watch Endgame together.
Dude, I'm down for that. A rewatch? We can cry
yeah.
together.
You've been with 5'9" for how many months now?
Since February, so like 1.
So like 4. Okay, you actually quit.
I'm-
It's like, wait, what day is it?
I'm
So
not a
like 4 months
mathematician.
now. Okay.
Yeah,
so about
4
4
months.
months. As an editor, as a fellow editor, you have to have a vision, a creative roadmap when tackling a video of any kind, right? As someone who aspires to be in the field of production and TV, how has working with 5'9" helped you progress along that roadmap? And what does the vision of the future look like for you?
Ooh, the vision of the future. So I love production. I love TV, radio, streaming, making videos, making podcasts. I love all of that. So like everything that is audio, video production, that's like my passion. That's why I studied mass communications, because I wanted to really focus on that and make it my career, make it my life. And 5'9" is full of people that share like interests, not just like production interests, but nerdy stuff. So if you combine cool people to hang out with and work with, you combine comics, video games, and all of that stuff, anime, and you combine people who have a pathway, they know where to go, they know what they want, they're passionate, and they know what they're doing, you just get a fantastic team. And that's why I love it. And I think working with 5'9" is just gonna sharpen my skills, my editing skills, my production skills. So 5'9", it's been pretty fun so far.
Folks, make sure to check out Memo over on Twitter, and if you haven't already, check out all of the previous Getting to Know videos on the 5'9" channel, and stay tuned for much more of his amazing work coming to 5'9" creations near you. Memo, thanks for doing this, man.
Hey, thanks, Toon, for having me. It's been really fun, man.
Now get back to work. Edit.
I'm just
Okay, let's go.